Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the corner. Welcome to your latest Chelsea news. Now, honestly, there's no stopping this kid. Estevan Willian just keeps on scoring, scored another goal for Tunisia. Brazil actually were 1-0 behind against Tunisia in the friendly match. And in the second half, there was an opportunity for them to lead off the back of Estevan Willian equalizing off a penalty, which we'll talk about. That was an emphatic penalty. The technique, this kid is going straight to the top. But they had another opportunity to go ahead and claim a victory in the second half, courtesy through another penalty, which was given to Paqueta, even though Estevan Willian was on the field. I don't know what was going on. If Ancelotti and the rest of the Brazilian team at that time saw Estevan's first goal, the penalty that he took in the first half, they would have realized that, yeah, now let's give him the second opportunity and let's give him the opportunity to win the match for Brazil against Tunisia. But Paqueta missed that and it ended up being 1-1. But all of the attention is on Estevan Willian, ladies and gentlemen. Incredible player. Another goal for Brazil off the back of a goal against whoever he played. I can't remember which team it was, but it was a lovely goal. You guys know that lovely left foot finish the earlier on in this international break. He's just on a freakish, sort of trend at the moment. Freakish. What's the word that I'm looking for? It's not trend. He's on a freakish momentum. I won't even call it freakish anymore, to be honest. He's just a superstar. This kid, ladies and gentlemen, he's something special. But the only negative point I see in this situation is, look, the fact that he's played 90 minutes against Tunisia, which means he's probably not going to play too many minutes against Burnley. If anything, he's probably going to come off the bench. And against Burnley, you'd think that Burnley most likely is going to set up in a low block and try and be as resolute as possible and play on the counter. You'd need a player like Estevan Willian to unlock the key, unlock the doors, unlock the doors, basically. So, look, we'll see what happens in regards to Estevan Willian, whether he features against Burnley or not. But this kid, ladies and gentlemen, is just on a scoring streak at the moment, and he's doing incredibly well for club and international football for his national team. So big up to Estevan Willian. Yet another goal for Brazil. Who knows? Maybe a man of the match as well. I don't know the latest, but we'll see if he won another man of the match for Brazil. Incredible stuff. Check this out. Behind the scenes at Real Madrid, there is growing unease that the club did not enter the race for Estevan when he was still at Palmeiras. The Brazilian gem was analyzed, and the decision to not move forward is now viewed with some regret, given his immediate impact at Chelsea and on the national team. I mean, look, yeah. If I'm anyone, forget about being Real Madrid. Anyone else that was potentially looking at Estevan Willian and didn't pull the trigger, whether it's Real Madrid, whether it's Barcelona, whether it's PSG, Manchester City, whatever it is, yeah, I'd definitely be regretting it, because this kid, as an 18-year-old, the talent he's showing, as I keep saying, hopefully, inshallah, Allah keeps him nice and safe and healthy and doesn't get into any sort of, injuries or anything like that. If he continues in this vein and he continues to be humble, continues to be mature, so mature for his age, honestly, he's going to be one of the best in world football in no time. Already the kind of impact he's having for Chelsea and the national team is next level, man. It really is next level. The way Ancelotti talks about him, the way Enzo Maresca talks about him. Yeah, if you're Real Madrid, you're definitely regretting it. But as Matisse rightly commented here, focus on Endrick. Yeah, Endrick was the one, wasn't it? Prior to Estevan Willian, Endrick was the one that was the special talent coming from Brazil, and Real Madrid did a fantastic job to get his acquisition on board. But they've fumbled it. They've fumbled the Endrick whole situation. Now Endrick is looking to move to Lyon, whereas us on the other side, with Estevan Willian, he had a fantastic time at Palmeiras, and now he's being integrated into Chelsea Football Club seamlessly, and he's also a king in the national team as well. Already one of the most important players for them. The other one that I wanted to talk to you guys about is Cucurella. I thought I had the Cucurella picture here. I'm sure I'll probably have it somewhere. Do I have the Cucurella news? No. Yeah, the other one I want to quickly talk about before we go into this news is Cucurella also assisted. So, look, some of these players in the international scenes, they've done well. Malo Gusto, Cucurella, Estevan Willian, obviously with the goals, and many other under 21s as well and under 19s, you know, in the likes of Jesse Derry, Shimahuka, Tariq George, Gittins. They've all done really well in the international scene. So can't wait for these players to come back into the club football scene and hopefully carry that confidence back from the national team into the club football and really help us propel into, you know, bigger heights after the international break. So great stuff from Cucurella as well. I do believe Spain ended up losing the match, but correct me if I'm wrong. I didn't see the latest score. The last time I saw Turkey was actually winning that. But look, it's just it's a nonsense game. At the end of the day, Spain, they've already qualified for the World Cup. Chelsea deny information that they offered Lavia as part of Garnacho deal. Chelsea trusts Lavia and their mission is to improve his physical condition. On a skills point of view, Chelsea are convinced Lavia can be something special in the future. So yesterday we had news from Mark Ogden, who is a very, very big Man United-based journalist. He came out and said that Chelsea apparently offered Lavia to Man United on the Garnacho deal. And some of you guys have said in the comment section that you don't believe it. And today Fabrizio Romano coming forward and, you know, in the aid of Chelsea Football Club, I'm convinced Fabrizio Romano is a Chelsea fan. Yeah, the amount of time he always comes in and he protects Chelsea. Big up to him, man. Big up. We need people in the media to protect Chelsea Football Club. Sometimes, look, this stuff, protection, no problems. But sometimes the PR is a bit too much when Fabrizio Romano tries to suck up on Chelsea Football Club, which you know, we all see through. But in these sort of instances, yeah, tell us the true story. Fabrizio Romano saying that no, Lavia was never put up as an option for a swap on the Garnacho deal, and he's very much looked as a future player for us. Look, the biggest concern with Lavia is the fitness. Get your fitness right, and then everything else will take care of itself. If you don't get your fitness right, well, then, you know, what point do we even have on having a player like Lavia if you're consistently just going to miss out on games? But we know if you can get your fitness right, what a top-notch player you are. We absolutely know about that. On Chelsea player rotation, it is important to note that this is a club-wide strategy, not merely a whim of Enzo Maresca. So a lot of people that are a bit upset about a whole heap of rotations that happen, and me included, I get annoyed as well that why is there so many rotation, man? I don't mind the one or two changes here and there every match, but predominantly try and keep a set 11, man, because how else are you going to build a chemistry? But I see now that it's not just the Enzo Maresca thing, but it is also a club directive. They want the rotation. They want some of these players to get as much minutes as possible so that they can, I suppose, look, if you don't make it at Chelsea Football Club, at least we can display you in the market and we can get some money out of you guys. I've always said players buying, selling, trading, this, that, the other, buying young players as well. It's a revenue stream for us. We don't make all that money elsewhere. We have to find other ways to make money. And this is one way to make money, by trading players, you know, selling, buying, selling for, buying for less, selling for more. Stock market, basically. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, there have been rumors about Oracle becoming Chelsea's main sponsor. However, official sources still say it is an open, ongoing process involving multiple potential partners. So the Oracle situation is not 100% set in stone. There could be other options that Chelsea could explore. We've heard news recently from Lucas, who's the one who covers a lot of this sponsorship news. Generally, is pretty bang on, but we've got Nizar Kinsella saying that no, it's not done and dusted yet. Oracle is an option, but nothing's concrete as yet. Oracle is certainly the type of company Chelsea would like to work with, a strong blue chip brand, but only on a long-term basis and around 55 million per season. I think that seems to be the biggest issue at the moment, that the amount of money that we want from the sponsor is something that is putting others off. And once again, you guys have to remember, Oracle is also a company that is, I believe, an investor of one of the investors in the Clearlake Capital Wealth Management. So Clearlake Capital know very well who Oracle is, and recently we saw the stipulation. Clearlake Capital will have to invest money on Oracle, and then in return, Oracle will become Chelsea sponsor and have different sorts of rights available, and ultimately it looks like a Clear Lake deal, if anything, if you delve deep. Now, how much of it can we legitimize, because all of these things will need to be vetted by the FA to ensure that we are well within the rules and regulation. Maybe that's why that we're staying calm, and we'll see whether we do the deal with Oracle or not. Ultimately, Oracle don't want a long-term deal. They only want to be the sponsor for this season, which it's not the ideal situation for us. For now, all I can say is that the process remains ongoing, and it is still unclear when the club will announce a deal. So yeah, that is a little bit in regards to the sponsorship news. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the latest in Chelsea news. Everything is really in regards to Estevan Willian scoring yet another goal for Brazil, and keeps on scoring. He's in this freakish streak. That's the word that I was looking for earlier on. And hope this continues well after the international break for Estevan Willian and for Chelsea Football Club, because all it will mean is success. If you missed out on the earlier episode today of All You Can Eat Chelsea, do give that a show. From next week, all the original members will be available. Matisse will be back from his holiday, and everyone else hopefully will be available as well. So all status quo will be resumed from next week. Smash up the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Till next time, take care. See ya. Bye.